Alrighty, everybody. It is episode 104, I believe, of Couch Talk, and I have got the Barlows in the house, Caleb and Savannah.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey!
You guys are
everybody.
so in love. You've been in love since 09?
Yes, sir. 09.
That is absolutely beautiful. How did it happen? What happened here?
I moved back to Mandarin from St. Johns County, and we met in Earth Space Science class.
Who was the teacher?
What was her name, Savannah? Miss Stevens.
Oh,
Miss Stevens.
Miss Stevens. I heard terrible things about that woman.
Yeah.
Horrible things.
Yeah.
Never
she
had her?
didn't like me.
Yeah, I heard a lot of bad things about her.
Yeah.
You know.
Tried to avoid the class as much as I could, but Savannah was in there. And
you had to
I
be
went,
there.
Yep. We stared at each other for a couple of weeks.
Oh.
And actually, she was one of the first people to talk to me. We got out of class one day, and she just kind of gave me the rundown of the lunches and all that, and introduced herself first to me. And from there on, we started talking. She was dating a guy at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was dating a guy at the time, but didn't want to be with him, you know. And
he wasn't no Caleb.
That's right. Next thing you know, yeah, we started dating April of 09, and from then we've been together ever since. She's stuck with me.
So tell me about this Caleb concentrates. You've got all of these bags of kratom here for the YouTube listeners, or for the YouTube watchers. You can see it. For the podcast listeners, there is 3 big old golden bags of kratom.
Yeah,
Kratom. What do you call it?
Kratom. That's how we pronounce it. Some people say kratom, kratom.
Kratom?
Yeah,
I've never heard that, but
doesn't
that's
matter.
absolutely hilarious, and I love it.
Hamilton's
That's what I'm gonna call it.
Pharmacopoeia. Hamilton Morris, the channel Viceland.
Right.
He did an episode on kratom. It's a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely recommend watching it for everybody watching, listening. It's a good one.
So give me the sales pitch on this. Not that you're selling this like some dirty salesman, but this is a really good thing here. I know about it. I've taken it before, but it was recreationally. So explain to me all the good things about this.
So a quick rundown on kratom. It's from Southeast Asia. It grows in Thailand and Malaysia naturally.
It's a root, right?
It's a big tree, up to literally about 45, 50 feet.
Whoa.
So, you know, it grows in Southeast Asia naturally, but every bit that comes to the United States that we import is from Indonesia, Sumatra and the Borneo Islands of Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
And most people use it for pain relief, opioid maintenance, you know, kind of like Suboxone, methadone type of thing, you know, daily use to stay away from opioids, just getting off of heroin, getting off of benzos.
Now, a big problem with the Suboxone and the methadones and everything is the addictiveness, I guess you would say, of it. It's very addictive. Is this also addictive?
No. Kratom is everything that touches on your opioid receptors and offers the pain relief. Anything that binds to your opioid receptors will be possibly addictive and absolutely can cause a physical dependence if taken daily. But compared to methadone, compared to oxycodone, compared to heroin, the withdrawal, the addictiveness, the hook that it gets in you, you know, people robbing banks, people stealing from their family, kratom will never, ever, you know, cause somebody that type of addictiveness. But some people, you know, people get addicted to a lot of things. So people, if they got a natural addictive personality, they can have an issue with it.
Of course. But, you know, like I said, I took it recreationally, and I've also taken it for withdrawal symptoms, and it does work. It really does work. It's crazy. What's going on with the I guess, what are they trying to do? Regulate it? Schedule it? Who is they? Explain it for me. Give me the rundown.
I believe it was October of last year.
16.
Yeah, 2016 actually.
Time's up flying by.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
October.
It's crazy.
It's been a long time.
Mm.
October 2016, the DEA proposed an emergency intent to schedule kratom, which is within 30 days. It is a Schedule 1 substance. They don't.
What
do
other drugs are Schedule 1?
Marijuana,
Oh, wow.
cannabis, heroin, LSD is Schedule 1. A lot.
That's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, there's cannabis is the mostly known Schedule 1 drug that shouldn't be. But what Schedule 1 does is it completely stops all research from being done. Nobody can do research. It's completely illegal. There's no medicinal value. It's just deemed as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
why do they want to do this?
What's
up their ass?
A lot of people have different opinions, but from pharmaceutical industry having their money,
right, that's basically
cut
what
into just different things. But basically they put out the intent to schedule it and said that it was a public a problem to the public. It was a public health safety issue. So there was a big backlash from congressmen, lawyers, the public, doctors, all kinds of people started mailing the DEA, writing the DEA, saying, look, don't Schedule 1 this. This needs more research. If you Schedule 1 it, no research can be done. Why would you do that?
Right. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they cited that there had been 36 deaths, and kratom has been used for hundreds of years, documented hundreds of years, possibly thousands of years, in Southeast Asia. It's 80% of the population over there does kratom, and it's never killed somebody. It's just it's a very similar thing to the war on weed and the reefer madness thing all over again with kratom.
Exactly. Do you think that with this opioid crisis that there's now almost a demand for this? Because we all know that Suboxone... The problem is now I have gotten clean with Suboxone because you have to be smart with it and only take it for a week.
Absolutely.
Because that's the problem people fall into. I'm going to take Suboxone for 6 months, and it's like it's completely unnecessary. But I think that if people could actually get educated on this, they would find that this could be something to help fight this opioid crisis we're having. I mean, it's insane. We have a morgue that overfilled. There was not enough places. I mean, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
And that's fentanyl, and that's the pharmaceutical industry, It's dangerous.
There's always going to be a demand for natural
remedy.
Natural remedies to not it doesn't compare to Oxycontin pain relief wise,
Right.
It doesn't compare to the traditional opiates pain relief. But for the minor pains, and I would say most of the over prescribing of the opioids could be taken care of with kratom.
Yes.
And
weed.
Even the people going to detoxes and getting off methadone or getting off heroin, getting off fentanyl, whatever opiate they may be on, kratom and kratom extracts definitely are a much safer alternative. The harm reduction is tremendous compared to methadone and Suboxone. And even daily use as if you have a problem, you might go back, or you need something for pain relief daily. Regardless, you do have, minor pain daily. You do need a Loratab, a Percocet type of pain relief. Kratom is a much safer alternative for daily use. And it's not gonna cause the physical dependence that methadone does, that Suboxone does, that oxycodone does. The physical dependence is nowhere near. If you take oxycodone for a year, taking 60 milligrams of it,
it's
even
over.
30 milligrams of it for a year,
it's
and
over.
you get off of it, the withdrawal is terrible.
Yeah.
But kratom, you do the same thing for a year, and you will have some minor restless legs, which is a common withdrawal symptom. But that's about it. You might lose some sleep, but you're not going to be throwing up. You're not going to have the diarrhea. You're not going to have worse pain than you had to begin with from the withdrawals.
And all the people with the pain thing, it's like, how much is the heroin actually covering up the pain? Like, you still are in pain. Like, I have a bad back, a very bad back. I used to hit 1,000 golf balls every day, walk the course, and my job, it's not good for your back. But when I was doing, heroin and pain pills, I was still in pain.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. Like, it's a facade. You're telling yourself that. It's completely delusional. You're just doing it to get fucked up.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. I don't believe even the people that you're taking 3 Loratabs. That's not fucking doing anything to you. Even if they're 10 milligrams, whatever. That's not doing anything to cover up your pain. That's just making you feel fucked up and ignoring the pain. It doesn't cover it up. Like, it's such a bullshit, unnecessary thing to be giving out pain pills that don't even do anything. All they do is get you so fucked up that you don't even think about it.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous, dude. And they're just over and over prescribing to this.
The amount of over prescribing is just ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're killing people.
That have died, a lot of our generation are the people that are, passing away from it too.
Oh my God, yeah.
They just seem to turn the blind eye, not realizing,
Yeah.
The latest statistic was 91 overdoses a day in America from
cozy.
kratom.
Y'all are married.
They say that number is definitely bigger than 91. So, 100 people dying daily from prescribed opiates, heroin, cut with fentanyl now, and it's doing nothing but getting worse.
I'm sure you saw the Vice documentary where the drug dealers were cutting fentanyl with heroin.
Yeah.
And they put it in coke. I know a kid who
they're putting it in Loratabs.
They're putting it in
they
bars.
They make such nice pressed pills these days.
That happened to me in Nashville. I was in Nashville. Wow. I had some pain pills. I had morphines and Dilaudids, and I had what I thought were, straight up Xanax bars. And now I know that you're going to say you took these pills and you passed out in your food because you were fucked up. But we know that as a drug addict how much you can take and be functioning. And that's what I was doing. I only snorted a quarter of that bar and took one of those morphine. And I went to dinner and I passed out my fucking food. And
that's the thing. It's
but
not.
I came back and I wasn't thinking. I was like, wow, maybe I just I don't know. Maybe I was fucked up. So I snorted another quarter of the bar. And before I could even get to the morphine or the Dilaudid, I was throwing up. And I'm like, because there's levels to overdosing. You're not going to die every time you overdose. Sometimes you're just fucking puking and feeling like shit. And that's what happened. And I was like, what the fuck? So we look at the bars, we Google them, and they're a fake press.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. It's not, it's Russian roulette. Sometimes, there's the dark nets and there's, what they call legitimate vendors and all that, but you never know what you're getting. It's not always it's never a chemist making the pill like a pharmaceutical thing. 80% of the time it's, Jim Bob.
Dude, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing.
Mixing it up in a, just mixing something up in a bowl, So they don't know the amount to put in it. They're just guessing, you know.
There's also a lot of like hot spots. I've had when they're press bars, they're not making it a consistency or anything type of press pill. I've
And you
had
have no idea what, like, it's in some bowl and there's other things.
yes,
And fentanyl is, I'll pull up a picture to show the listeners on YouTube or the watchers on YouTube of how much fentanyl will kill you compared to how much heroin.
Yeah, that picture in the vials of the
It's
heroin,
so
fentanyl,
crazy.
and carfentanyl.
It's so crazy.
The amount of fentanyl analogs that these Chinese people are producing, the United States, will find out about one and make it Schedule 1, and then, the next day they altered one little chemical in it and got another analog, that's still legal in the gray market.
That's how we were selling Molly.
Yeah.
You just keep getting the chemical changed until it's not scheduled. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you people on YouTube the heroin versus fentanyl overdose amount, and it is absolutely unbelievable. So here we go. Look at that. That's fucking crazy. That will kill you right there. That is insane. That's nothing. It's nothing.
Nuts.
It is so
And
fucking crazy.
kratom, by the way, will literally it's a natural alkaloid in the leaf that makes it to where you will not overdose. The deaths that they cite with kratom are they say kratom related, and every single one of them, the person had something else in their system, whether it be an antidepressant.
That was about to be my next question.
Another opioid, another benzodiazepine, whatever. They had other substances in their system.
Which is exactly the same for methadone. A lot of people, you can't take methadone and Xanax. You will die.
And that's where some more research still needs to be done with kratom is, what it mixed with. What is it safe to mix with this antidepressant? Is it safe to mix with that? So, making it illegal is ridiculous. But most things, it's not gonna have an effect if you mix it with most daily medications.
So I think we both agree that this should be regulated and sold like normal. Like, so what would you do if you're in charge to make this the perfect world? Caleb Concentrates, CEO, gets to now write the, excuse me, I just chugged some coffee. You get to write the bill that will be proposed to Congress and everything to get passed is what will be happening with kratom.
Well, first, I think there should be an age limit, 18 or 21 to use it. It shouldn't be, I don't think it should be in gas stations and stuff like it is on shelves and all that. I think places like GNC and supplement shops and...
well, why not gas stations? I mean, if it's regulated, it's regulated. It's not like it's dick pills, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be kratom.
If they're checking IDs and all that, and that's not a problem. That would be good. Yeah. But I think places like GNC and supplement shops, regulated as a supplement, is what I believe kratom should be. There should be standards on testing and all that, and packaging, and there absolutely needs to be standards on it, and there needs to be. You need to know what's coming. It's all imported. It's not domestic. It's not like marijuana. You can't grow it here in 3 months. You can't.
Can you grow it here, though?
You can. I have a tree, growing at the house. Started from a little
what's the process? How does this happen?
They have cuttings is what it starts from.
But how does it turn into this bag? Like, how is it into powder? What
they do is they'll go into the jungles or their plantations. There's lots of plantations in Indonesia. They'll pick the leaves, after they mature a certain age, and they'll de-stem it, is what it's called. They'll take the stems off and then try to get the bigger veins out of it and all that, and then they'll finally mill it. But they also offer a crushed leaf, where the leaf will literally just be crushed, stem and all. So, and that's very good to make tea with, and just brew teas. So
There's an entire culture of it down south in Delray Beach.
they got kava shops where they offer kratom drinks.
Yeah, we
and
called
all
them
that.
kratom dens.
Yeah.
I mean, like, see, we were in a halfway house, and it was like right there. We would all go hang out, and they had teas. They had all these different teas. They had straight up where you could buy it, you know, like how this is. And then you hang out there. You can do whatever you want. They had a room with computers that you could just access as you please. Go on there. There's games. Everyone hung out. It was a place like the size of this house if there were like not all these walls and everything. And you go in there, you hang out, and it was so cool. You know what I mean? Like, now
we're completely against scheduling, and we believe that's how it should be. They shouldn't tell you what you can and can't put in your body first, what I believe. But to schedule kratom in the first place is asinine, and people should realize or question if that does happen, what the DEA and what the government's true intent is, because it's just clearly not a bad thing. The proof is there that it is helping people and that it will do nothing but benefit this.
So what is their true
crisis.
intent? Just money? Getting a percentage?
I don't want to speculate, but who knows? Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely think that there's pharmaceutical ties to the DEA, and
For sure. Yeah.
Money talks.
Why
So-
don't these pharmaceutical companies just get in on the game and start growing their own kratom and growing their own weed?
That's the thing. You can't. Kratom is a natural. It's a tree. It's not. You can't patent a plant in its natural form. Like cannabis can't be patented, and it's the plant can't be patented. So if somebody would have to put a very big amount of money, in the billions of dollars, for the research. It would first have to be scheduled. They would first have to admit that there's medical benefit, and it would have to go Schedule 2 through 5 for it to be prescribed to people. But then you would have to go to your doctor. And
What are some Schedule 2 things? Are these pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, I think Schedule 2 is like cocaine.
So wait, weed is Schedule 1 and cocaine is Schedule 2 because of the medical use. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That is blasphemy.
That makes you question the government, and their thought process, especially when they're trying to schedule, kratom. Why are they doing these
What's the
things?
reason?
It doesn't make common sense to me. So it seems to me there's always, ulterior motives behind that. So
Yeah. I think the beautiful thing about this time is that we all, for the first time in human history, everybody is starting to see, wow, this is really nuts. Like, people have all this information, and people really are seeing, like, we can't really trust our government.
And that's speaking about that. When the DEA...
In a large amount. People have always known it, but to this extent of people
are
never
starting
before.
to wake up more, I hope. And with this kratom thing, I want, people to question even more. Like, what is the intent there? And when they put their 30-day notice of intent out, the big backlash they got, for the first time in history, they withdrew their intent to Schedule 1 it. It's never happened before.
that's like 65 years, I think, the DEA has been scheduling, and that has never, ever occurred. So that's a pretty large statement to make, in my opinion.
What they did, they opened a public comment period. They let on the government.gov. whatever website, they let anybody comment, and there ended up about 24,000 comments in just I think it was
24 hours.
No, it wasn't 24 hours. It was 30 or 60 days or something. But it was a huge amount of comments. It was a record-breaking amount of comments, and the petition was a record-breaking amount of signatures also. So, the backlash that they got and the amount of people, there was doctors, there was lawyers, there's from all walks of life, people are taking kratom. And it's big in the veteran community, and to tell these people that they're lying, that it does not work for them, that it's dangerous.
Right. Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah.
It's
I highly suggest everybody trying it and seeing
absolutely
that. Also, it's not some crazy. Okay, I will say this. Now, I one time had a bad experience on it where I
throw up.
Oh, dude, but we're way beyond that. I went, definitely you could throw up for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But grow up, pussy. Like, it's not a big deal. Right. Puke it out. Keep moving on with your night. Put some gum in your mouth. Fucking smoke a cigarette and you're fine.
Drink some water.
Yeah, do something. I went to the Halloween Alcoholics Anonymous Halloween party, Yeah. So me and one of my buddies from my halfway house go, and we took some kratom, and we all day had been taking some, like all day, and then we took a lot before we went, and he was fine, but like I weighed like 135 pounds, you know what I mean, and I just wasn't okay. Like, I was fine all night, like we're at the Halloween party. I was throwing up though, but I was fine, and then go back to my halfway house, pass out. And dude, this is Friday night. I woke up Monday morning. Like, I passed out, and also this was just a little side note, has nothing to do with kratom.
That's from kratom?
Nothing but kratom, I swear to God.
What kratom was it? Do you know?
Some shit.
Like from a head shop?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I took, but it was a lot though. Like, it was a lot. And I would like wake up and go pee and then go right back to sleep. I felt so sick.
That's so crazy.
Or I would wake up and throw up or whatever. And the entire time, our halfway house got bed bugs. So I was in bed bugs for that entire fucking time.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I missed work one day and everything. And I woke up.
Sounds like a bad experience.
Right. And everybody, like my halfway house owner and shit, like he thought I was fucking getting high. You know what I mean? I passed the drug test, obviously. I told him, I was like, dude, I'm sick. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And we realized, he's like, okay, well, why are you covered in bumps? And I was like, I didn't even know. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
And I realized I was covered in fucking bumps, and there was bed bugs. It was absolute bullshit. And then I got kicked out of that place, not even for getting high, for fucking having a girl come in. When people were getting high.
I've never heard of somebody having experienced that bad where they slept 2 days, but what I always do tell people is start slow. Your weight and all that, it doesn't play a role. The guy that weighs 300 pounds,
everyone's different,
can take 3 grams and it can make him throw up. Mm-hmm. Or somebody like me can take 5 grams and be okay. But there's like always a sweet spot for some everybody, for that bit of pain relief for that you're looking for, or that bit of energy that you're looking for, or what have you, whatever you're taking it for. And it will, like traditional opiates, the most it will ever make you do is throw up. And after you throw up, you generally will feel better. But as far as overdosing goes, the respiratory depression it doesn't do that. That's a big problem with traditional opiates and opioids. That's why a lot of the overdoses happen, is the respiratory depression. People stop breathing, and your breathing slows. Kratom does not cause that at all.
What would be like the regiment? Somebody, let's say you're a heroin addict, and you don't have insurance, you can't go to detox, you got nowhere to go. what should you do? You can't cold turkey. You got a job.
If you really have the desire to quit, and even if you did have the money and the insurance to do rehab, I would always recommend trying kratom first.
Like how much is what I mean. Like definitely, I'm definitely kratom. But like once we decide I'm going to do kratom, how much should someone? Maybe you got to. You're doing 0.3 to half a gram a day.
If you've got a big tolerance, if you're doing a gram a day of heroin, you're probably gonna want to start out at 5 grams. Mix up, heat up a little orange juice in the microwave or something. A lot of people don't like the taste, so
the taste is absolutely horrible.
Absolutely, the best thing to do
is
heat up just a little bit of orange juice for 30 seconds in the microwave, and then mix your dose. Pour your dose in, mix the drink up, and pour a little cold orange juice over it so it cools it down, doesn't burn your throat or something. And drink it, and the orange juice really masks the taste. So,
orange juice is such a strong.
The
and
only
that acid
thing,
in it breaks it down. Yeah.
The only thing that most people can agree on as far as cross tolerance goes, or where you should start, like I said earlier, weight doesn't matter and all that, but your prior opioid history, can play a role. Your dependence to opioids, your tolerance. If you have a high tolerance to opiates, you are probably gonna need more kratom,
right,
to begin with.
So, what about someone who has no sort of chemical dependency to anything? They're just a regular Joe Schmo. I'm not addicted to anything. Why should I take kratom?
Well, I kind of fall into that category. I've never really had like any addictive history. I've watched him, I've been with him through his whole opiate addiction. I kind of had issues with bars.
You're a fucking rider.
Yeah. I mean, we've had ups and downs. Not everything's perfect.
For sure.
But
of course not.
Yeah, I tried to be there. So, I kind of went through a bad time with bars. So kind of got off that when he got out of jail the first time. I kind of cleaned that up, but just always have had a problem with anxiety, stress. I just, got a lot on my plate. So, I find that kratom actually helps me in that aspect.
Really?
It actually helps me stay a lot calmer. It helps me, I actually use it daily. I wake up and I take it in the morning. I actually have stomach problems at times, so sometimes coffee's not always best. Tea doesn't always work for me, so I wake up and I will do kratom in the orange juice. And when you
that's a good morning thing for you?
Yep, I do it every single morning. That's how I wake up. And I'll smoke a little bit until I feel the kratom kick in, and then I'll start my morning. But I will take lesser doses. I don't have that dependency. So, I take maybe a gram of, an energetic strain, and then, another gram of, say, a white, which is also another energetic. And I kind of will play that, and that I find actually gives me energy. In smaller doses, kratom has been known to give energetic effects similar to caffeine. It's also really similar to the cocoa plant, if anybody knows of that. And another good thing, with kratom in that aspect, it does touch on, a whole realm that isn't spoke of. And it's because of the opioid epidemic, which is, of course, a very big crisis, but it does reach out to other people. And it's just not always spoken about because of, the crisis on hand here. But there's definitely, a larger crowd that it can reach out to. So, and with the fact that it, you just throw up, there's no ill effects, to anybody. It's something that can be used as a daily supplement, something that can be used, very widespread for people. So I definitely enjoy, using it daily.
Yeah, that's really interesting because my mom had like really bad anxiety, and I never did, if that might tilt, but I don't know, like I never did. And now as I'm getting older, like, and I have Daisy, like I have terrible anxiety about her. Like I'm constantly coming back here to make sure this is locked. every day. Like I leave, and as I'm walking out the door, even though I just locked this door, I run, back here to lock it again. And I worry, and I don't like going out anymore. Like I don't go out anymore. Can you hand me that? I don't go out anymore at all, and it sucks because I got this now. I have a lot of people who ask me to go to their concerts and stuff, and like I don't enjoy it anymore because I've become such an anxious person. And that would be awesome if that would help me with that.
Absolutely. It's not a, doesn't fully treat anything, and it doesn't fully cure, your symptoms. It doesn't fully treat your pain or anything. It's never going to fully go away, but it does absolutely benefit you. And, just like opioids and stuff, I don't believe they, fully take away your pain or your anxiety. Taking Xanax daily, that doesn't help you either. That just makes...
Right, it's a double-edged sword, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. Your anxiety's 10 times worse when you get off of Xanax or benzo.
And that withdrawal,
it is
good
will kill
fucking
you.
God.
Yeah, kratom
will kill you. Actually,
kratom will not
straight
do
up.
that. Kratom will never do that.
Yeah, dude, that shit's bullshit.
And as
bullshit.
far as strains go, like most people find the whites to be the energetic strains, and some people who have ADHD and take Adderall, whatever, take medicine for ADHD, they find whites to be best to replace, to help that, to be similar to the pharmaceutical Adderall, some people have gotten off of it, So
where can people get this stuff?
Online. It all comes from Indonesia. You can, import it yourself.
Can they get it from you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Plug yourself.
Caleb's
one.
Concentrates.
Plug, son.
Yeah, of course.
Plug it in.
CalebsConcentrates.com is our website.
Spell it for him.
CalebsConcentrates.com.
That boy's smart. That boy's smart. You spell concentrates.
You can find all our extracts,
Fire.
all our plain leaf there, all our products there. And
what is it like? What's the prices of this stuff? How does it work? Like,
it's very inexpensive compared if you know about opioids and you have a problem with it, or you have a addiction to a drug. It's very expensive.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kratom is very inexpensive. The average dose that somebody takes is 5 grams, and that costs pennies. So, if you buy just single ounces, at $4 or so, but, kilograms are about $85-$90. So
what?
Yeah, it's very, very inexpensive. And a kilogram is 1,000 grams. So,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope, it's all right on the website. And we got
holy shit.
1 ounce is $4. 125 grams.
$4.
1 ounce, 28 grams.
Goddamn.
125
If you don't get this shit,
grams is about.
take a chance.
250 grams is 25. 500 grams is 50.
I mean, Jesus.
And we got also a 750 gram option and all these you can
Izzy,
do splits. Like
go lay over here with them.
If you order a half kilogram, you can get 4 strains. If you order a kilogram, you can get 4 strains. If you order 250 grams, you can get 2 strains. Split it up into 125 grams each for $25.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Most like head shops and stuff, their ounces are about $25. It's about $1 a gram at most head shops. So
if I'm just Joe Schmo, I'm listening to Couch Talk. I've got no problems in my life. I'm not addicted to anything. I'm just addicted to Couch Talk. How much should I get from you to just try it out?
We have a sampler pack, which is the best for people wanting to try different strains.
That boy's smart. He got them business skills as a sampler.
A 5-strain sampler, which is 28 grams each, 1 ounce each. So it's 5 ounces.
Damn.
And that's $20.
Boom.
And
Drop that dub on them.
if you live here in Jacksonville, you can meet up with us. But otherwise, we ship for $4 or $7.50, first class or priority. And we also have a 10-strain sampler pack, which is 25 grams each, just 3 grams under an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
And it equals 250 grams, 10 times 25.
Right.
And it is $35.
Wow.
So it gives you a
So
good
inexpensive.
variety of strains to try out if you're new, or if you're if you're buying it from the head shop right now or
I don't think
somewhere
people
else.
understand how much powder that is.
It's a good bit.
Yeah.
And the amount that you take is not a lot. So
It's a lot better bang for your buck, for sure. Just looking at the prices and the quantity that you get. So
I mean, Jesus Christ, we're talking about, living in Jacksonville. This is getting real specific, but like, standard, if you're getting 1 dub of heroin, that's fucking like 0.1, And I know it's way different up north, but think about that. 0.1 for $20.
that's insane.
Or how much for $20? How much was it? How many grams?
About 200.
That's
It's
fucking
$25
ridiculous.
for 250 grams.
1/10 of a gram for $20, or 200 grams for $20.
Yep.
You gotta be out of your mind.
Yep. That 200 grams will last you quite a while.
Yeah, dude.
So-
Jesus Christ. That's quite the sampler pack.
People
Fuck.
take 0.1 in a shot, so
Right, exactly.
250 grams lasts. I don't know. Let's see. I take it 3 times a day, 4 times a day, occasionally.
How much?
3 times a day.
How much?
But I take.
How many grams?
Yeah, I
per
take
dose?
about 2 grams of plain leaf and about 1 gram of my extract. So
It's nothing.
it's not a big dose. It lasts.
How
a
do you
long
like
time.
doing it in the orange juice?
Yeah, I like
Every
to-
time.
every single time,
Okay.
even at night.
that's how I do it at work, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're at work busting shit out, and people are
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"What are you doing?"
I sneak. Well, they don't know. I mean, they do now because I put in my 2 weeks to work
So
part
you're
time
like,
with
"Bye,
him.
bitch."
Yeah, I'm like, bye. Yeah, but yeah,
Here's
no, I
Kratom,
sneak
shout
in
out.
like the kitchen and do like a little bit in the microwave, and run back to my desk, and I've got a little container, and I'll dump it in there and go back to running my figures and my numbers. So it actually helps me to focus a lot at work too.
So how did y'all do it? We've been talking about Kratom for a while. How the fuck did y'all do it? Staying together. No one. Okay, people stay together for this long time. How old were y'all when you met? Motherfucking 16.
She was 14 and I was
28?
16.
No, I'm just playing.
That's funny.
It's okay.
20 I'm not
16.
even 28
Yeah,
yet.
I
Like
know.
it,
I
I'm
know.
sure.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. So in this time, there are people that do it, but they're lame. You know what I mean? Like they're like.
Why do you
You're
say
so-
that?
No. I mean, like they don't. When I say lame, I mean like they're not like. They get together and then they just don't do anything. They don't experience life. Like y'all have had true ups and downs.
We've definitely had ups and downs, but
Like,
we don't do much of shit when you're talking about going and doing stuff.
But I mean, like your life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you've experienced things that like.
Good.
The only other person I've had that's in a relationship such as that is a girl that met her husband in Bible college. Like they went to a Bible college that isn't even a accredited university.
How perfect.
Right. And they waited till engagement to have their first kiss. A peck. Not the
That's
make out.
crazy.
A peck.
No.
And then sex for marriage, obviously. And they're still
wasn't
together,
us.
clearly. But they didn't last as long as y'all. They're still,
They
college.
broke up
No, they're together, but
Oh,
like
okay.
you have been together since you were
Longer, yeah.
for longer, yeah,
Yeah.
but at a younger age too.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of people do it before us, so it's not anything new, but it's definitely pretty rare these days. There's like our parents and stuff. The
Mhm.
divorce rate for our parents' generation and all that is very high, and now it's definitely getting lower. People are starting to date more for longer, it seems like.
Right.
But, You know, a lot of people start as high school sweethearts and go 20 and 30 years, 50 years, you know, and end up divorced. But
what's your like advice? Like what would each of you say, you know, like how the fuck, cuz you both like, that's so crazy to me that you guys have been together since you were 16 and 14 and now you're 25 and 23.
yeah, exactly. I would say
What you say?
a lot. I don't know. First, just always listen to each other. I know the saying, don't go to sleep mad at each other. People, you know, always hear that, but that's definitely true. I mean, you just gotta work together, work as a team, talk, always understand each other.
Gotta be forgiving. I mean, like, things happen. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like one thing that, and it's hard. Like, that's something that, you know, even people who are older in age sometimes, you know, can't do. But, you know, you have
It's
to
hard.
kind of.
Pride.
It is. Pride's a very thing. It's something that humans attach to very easily. You know, the human psychology is very interesting. The things that are, you know, attached to. So you go through life, you know, you're growing as a team, and you're not always going to be perfect. You're not going to like what the person does. You know, there's been times that we've gone through things and I haven't liked the situation. I haven't always liked him. I've always loved him. I may not always like him, but you have to be forgiving, you know, and always, you know, look at the bigger picture, and, you know, love's just bigger than that. So, you know, that's how you go about it. And
Don't sweat small stuff. Just always try to work through your problems.
When did you know, like, okay, we're gonna get married,
I know,
and why
it
did
makes me
you do
nervous.
it?
I don't know. It sounds cliche, but when I saw her in Earth Space Science class, I just knew I wanted to be with her. So, I mean, I didn't ever, like, expect to marry her or anything like that, or I just thought she was so hot that there was no way I was going to get her. But, you know, I noticed her always staring at me, too, so I knew she, like, was interested in me. But,
You're like, damn, she's a looker too.
I
I was
just...
like, shit that day too.
You remember the day?
I
God
do. I
damn,
remember.
That's some
I
love
got
shit.
in trouble and I had to like go to the psychiatrist that day with my dad because they were pissed because I was smoking weed.
Oh,
Looked
no,
like
the
shit,
devil's
and I
lettuce,
remember.
huh?
Yeah, my
getting
parents
evil.
were not happy with me as a kid. So, but then I saw him and it made it better. You know.
So what's growing up for you like? What's up with your parents?
So I grew up in a Catholic family. So my dad's very Catholic. You know, he was always working very hard. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I had an older sister, 5 years older than me.
Okay.
You know, so growing up, my dad he started in the Navy. So, you know, he would be gone, you know, on trips for like the ships and everything. And then, you know, he would just be in sales jobs, kind of construction like CSX, and he would just be gone, you know, leave home at 6, home at 8, you know, so I would never see him. But very hard on school. I mean, it was like, you have to go to college. You're a woman. You're not going to make anything of yourself if you don't go to college. And that's like what you have to do. So, you know, growing up, you know, I had to, you know, do the school. When I was 8th grade, I was dating a boy for a while. My parents got divorced. My dad moved out and I stayed with my mom. My sister moved with my dad. And that's kind of when, like, you know, things changed, you know. So that's when I started sneaking out, you know,
Did it fuck
doing
with you?
drugs.
Like
yeah.
them getting divorced?
I mean, of course, you know, it was.
My parents didn't get divorced.
It's hard.
What is that like? Like what is it?
Ugh.
What bothers you about it? I know that's like seems like it would be an obvious question, but I don't understand.
It's just the fact that, like, you know, I understand, like, you guys don't love each other anymore. Like, I've come to accept that. Of course you go through stages, but
So you saw them like arguing and everything, and like did you see like it coming?
kind of. I mean, they would argue behind closed doors. My dad's a traditional person. And, like, when I say that, you have to have a certain facade.
Oh, I totally
you have
get
to
it.
be, yeah, like, you
My
have
dad's the
to
same
be
way.
in those lines, and if you're not, like, you know, you're in trouble.
There's a certain thing you have to be.
Yes.
And it's that or
So-
that only. Yeah. My dad's the exact same
Then
way.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, my mom's not really that way. She kind of smokes weed behind doors, like.
How old were you when they got divorced?
I was in 8th grade, so I was like
Ooh,
13, 12. I was, of course, growing, going into things with a woman and all that, growing into being that. So it was just like a bad time. It was just hard to see them split, especially seeing my sister go with my dad. It was just kind of like my whole family
So
just like
18?
split apart. She was
17?
like a junior or senior in high school. And I was very close to my sister. Like I grew up like, I was kind of a nerd. I grew up like really big into anime, manga, like all
Really?
that stuff. Really big. I still love reading. I'm still a nerd, but just toned.
What
But
kind of books? What's your like? What
well,
if you had
I
to tell someone to
love-
listen?
oh,
Like,
God.
go read a book. What book would you suggest?
Okay, well, Harry Potter is my ultimate favorite, so I would
Okay.
always recommend rereading Harry Potter.
I've never
but,
done no Harry Potters.
He's never watched the movies,
My
read
dog.
them.
That's my dog right there. Me neither.
Full of shit.
Fuck
No,
that shit,
joking.
dude. Fuck you, Harry Potter, you little bitch.
So I don't
care.
know,
I'm just
but
playing.
I like poetry and all that. I've actually been trying to like write poetry more.
What do you want? Would you like? What's your dream?
I would love to be like a writer, like actually like write my own books. I know that sounds so cliche, but
No, I
like
mean,
that's been my
do it.
goal since like I was little. I actually tried to get into like art school for writing and all of that. So that would be my goal, or like being an editor for books. Like that's a little bit more realistic, but
How would you go about obtaining this goal of doing that? Just writing every day and submitting into random publications?
I've just been like writing every day, like, and I find like especially like I don't know, my type of personality. I'm very anxious a lot. I'm stressed a lot. I like reading, so like writing helps me kind of express myself as well and kind of like deal with that. So I've just been writing every day, and I was telling him I just kind of want to like compile all of that, after a while, and just try and, submit it to publishing companies, try and get involved. I started like a Tumblr. So I've been
that's
like
cool.
trying to like just reach out and like, I don't know, use social media. I mean, you can't go anywhere if you don't try. So,
Yeah.
but, so I don't know, just been doing that, but, yeah, so that was kind of that. So that kind of helped me a lot through the divorce too. It's
When
kind
did you
of
start
something-
writing? Then?
Kind of around. I mean, I've always read. Like I grew up always reading. I would always have a book in my hand. Like I would read books and like 200-page book when I was like 8. I would read in like 2 hours. Like I was just like always reading. So through the divorce, it was definitely something that like I did a lot, and I started writing more. That's when I tried to get into art school and all that, and then I got rejected from that. So it was kind of all like.
How old were you getting when you got rejected?
I was 8th grade, like 12,
Fuck.
13, yeah.
That's a
So
shitty year
it was
for
just
you.
like, it was a whole, like, kind of a, yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
just
rough, dude. 8th grade too. When you look back at yourself,
Yeah.
who's proud
That's
of
not
themselves?
a good year.
That's a tough one, dude. I sucked.
Yeah, so
suck.
definitely not a fun thing, but yeah, so definitely, I don't know, and then went through that, and just kind of looking back, just,
Do you have like a writing routine?
no.
Like, are you like okay? all
I
right.
mean, I don't know. I've just always read Stephen King. He has an autobiography out that I read, and one thing that always stuck
About
was
writing?
just it's
Yeah.
actually like how to write, which I don't
Isn't it
care
called
for.
About Writing?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like writing.
good. Then you're a fan.
I write
but
shit.
yes.
Writing.
Cool.
I be writing. What, you think I ain't a writer? You think I can't write? I get
You
it.
guys.
I get it. I get it.
You
I
got
look,
it.
I look
Cool.
because I got tattoos. I
Yeah.
can't write. I get it. I get it. Okay.
But
we're talking.
yeah, he says like write daily, so that's all I do. Is
Yeah.
just write daily.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
Yeah.
one of those things where just force
I
yourself.
just make myself literally like so. That's it.
Do you just write, or are you
Phone.
like thinking?
It's all on the phone.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's on my notes. I've got like 10 billion notes, and I don't know. I've just started to like post them on like my Instagram and shit like that, and just like stupid shit. But
I like to write
Yeah.
what my thought in there, like, oh, this would be cool to write about, and then I'll just jot it. And then I like writing with my hand when I'm creating. Like, it's weird. Like when I'm doing notes for my
Yeah.
podcast, that type of writing, that's a completely different thing. I do that on my phone,
Yeah.
and then I convert it to this because if I put it into my phone and I write it and then I read it 2 or 3 times, it's in my head, it's memorized. So I don't even have to. But like, if I'm creating something, I have to be like creating it on a pen and
it's a whole different
piece of paper.
aspect.
It's weird.
Yeah. No, I understand. Like, it's a whole different aspect, you know, and I used to do that a lot, like when he was in prison. Like, I always liked writing everything because we would write letters, you know. So it was always like I get like the fulfillment of like seeing it written out and having that for sure.
So what's it like to be dating someone when they're in prison? Like what's going through your head all the time?
I mean, it's just kind of weird. I mean, every relationship has their own own issues that they're contending with, obviously. You know, it was different for me because, you know, he was dealing with drug addiction, you know, at the time.
Did you have to withdraw in prison?
The first time he went to jail, he went to county jail and ended up in Matrix, and that's when he was doing drugs.
Oh, so you were under 18.
The only time that the first time that I got arrested for felony charges, I got bailed out, but I was taking, around 120 to 210 milligrams of oxycodone, Roxy's a day.
Oh yeah, dude, those are
dose.
fucking. That's deep.
So I did get bailed out. My mom, my lifesaver, she bailed me out. Saved my ass. Shouldn't have done that for me, obviously. And just that little, probably 30 hours, I started going through it bad. But
it's
I
so
got checked
mental at
into
first.
detox. Yeah, then that's the first time that I went to Gateway.
I went to Gateway too.
And every time that I've got arrested, that I was on drugs, I was able to bail out. And
it's a blessing.
yeah, then when I had to go spend time, it was set dates. So luckily.
So wait, you went to jail, but were you ever serving like an amount of time?
Yeah, when I violated, first I went to jail on I was very bad on Roxy's, and I was stealing, where I was working, I was stealing from people and all that. So I got charges pressed against me and theft charges, and controlled substance charges and all that. So I got bailed out, but obviously it was pending court dates and all that. So the first sentence I got was I think 11 months with the Matrix program. So the Matrix program, what it is a therapeutic community, they call it. If you're on drugs or whatever in Jacksonville, you get arrested, you can, if drugs are the reason that, you're committing crime or doing whatever you're doing, they have the program for people like that. So you can ask for that or whatever. You won't always be given it, but they have like 200 beds or something. But it's a great program. You have to wait on a bed. So you get sentenced to it, and so you'll get sentenced to anything over 4 months because it's a 4-month program. So, whenever you get sentenced, you're doing 4 months no matter what. But while you're waiting on a bed, it's an unknown time. So I waited just a couple of months for a bed, and ended up doing like 9 of the 11 months or something the first time. And I got out, and that's when I was just on probation. And then I violated probation on another stupid charge, and I did go through withdrawals that time because I couldn't get bailed out. There's no bail for felony violation of probation. So that's when I got sentenced to prison. And
how long was that?
I was in for a total of 12 months that time. So it's been a total of a little under 2 years that
What was that like?
Spent. It wasn't good. It was, I would say prison was a lot better than county jail, honestly. As far as fighting and all that goes, prison was worse, and as far as people were getting, I got what's called a youth offender sentence, YO'd is what they call it. So at the time there was only a few camps. There's called Lancaster CI. Sumter CI, Lake City CI. So there's only a few Florida State prisons that house youthful offenders, and it's for under 24-year-olds. So
oh wow, under 24.
yes, I went to Lancaster.
How old were you?
21
21.
or 20. Yeah, I turned 21 in prison. I spent a couple birthdays. So yeah, I was 19. I was, young when I first started getting in trouble, but the felony convictions started happening at, I guess, 18, and the prison sentence was 20. And I went to Lancaster CI with the youthful offender status, and it was a breeze. The main camp is a really bad thing. There's kids getting hit in the head with locks every day, getting their face cut with razors, and it was literally a daily thing. And
why do you think that is? Like, what the fuck is
just a bunch of kids. There's literally no adults, and they're just the gang problems bad, and just a bunch of little kids trying to prove themselves.
So what did you do for yourself?
Well, I was on the main camp for only about a month, and you do that as like a what's it called when you go into orientation. So after that, I was just on the main camp for about a month, and then ended up at the work camp, which is next door. So the main camp people are just on the main camp. They're locked down there. They can only hang out on the main camp. They're not going to work with the Department of Transportation. They're not going outside to work. They're just working on the property. They're not going outside of the gates. But if you go to the work camp, you get to slave yourself. But when you're in prison, that's awesome. So yeah,
Just be a slave?
The job that I had was very awesome.
What was it?
It was, that was part of it. We just most of the time we just got to fuck off.
What is that thing?
It's a cartridge, oil, distillate.
Oh, okay. Can I hit that?
Yeah. So.
Want to trade? Here.
It is.
Here's this. What do I do? Just hold the old button there?
Yeah.
Push it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold it. So I worked for it was the City of Trenton Department of Transportation, Trenton, Florida, right outside of Gainesville. And the guy that I worked for was awesome. He was, it was just a 2-man crew. It was known as the best crew at Lancaster Work Camp. I just lucked out and got on it. And the guy gave us cigarettes and, gave us dip and gave us real food and gave us drinks. And he was a very, very, very caring guy and really, was just a awesome dude. It was a great thing. And then, I got to go to, after, I don't know, maybe 6 months, 7 months at Lancaster, I got to go to...
You're going to walk in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For all you podcast listeners, Jason Bessing, friend of the show, been on many times, just walked right in front of the camera. He doesn't give a fuck, Jack. He's just walking right in front of the camera. He's got a beer in his hand and a glass of water like a pussy. And walks right in front of the camera. Love it.
Anyway, with, good behavior and all that, I got to go to Jacksonville Bridge work release, which is here. There's 2 Florida State prison work releases. There's the Jacksonville Bridge, and then there's Dinsmore. Both of them are here in Jacksonville. There's plenty of work releases, but 2 of them in Jacksonville. And I got to go there for the pretty much last of my stay. And the last 14 days of my sentence, I got kicked out of the work release, and then they brought me back to Baker CI, where I had to stay in the box or lockdown, 24-hour lockdown, because of my youthful offender status. because Baker CI is an adult camp. So just for my last...
Sit, stay, take this. You can take this. You're not in trouble. Just take this. Now stay. No, she's a scavenger.
She just does not.
That's like my dog.
She does. I just walked in front of the camera now.
Yeah.
It's my podcast. I do what I want. All right, so Baker, I know where that is. That's if you're going down 10, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes.
It's the closest Florida State prison. It's where most people from Jacksonville go to, actually.
How many people are in there?
Probably 1,500, 2,000. I don't know.
You got friends in there? Some homeboys?
Nope, I don't. I cut ties with them all.
I mean, like,
but
when
I
you're
do know the amount of people that went back that I was in with. Like if I look them up now, the amount of people went back is extremely high, and there's about 5 or 6 people that I know with life sentence murder charges that I was in with. So,
God dang! What kind of people were they like?
Every single one of them never expect that.
Was that a way to ask a question? What kind of people were they like?
How I ask it.
All right. I'm
That's
pretty
correct
stoned.
grammar. You got
Pretty
it.
stoned right now. I'm thinking, I was like, that just sounded weird.
I think most people probably, you never really expect somebody to be a murderer. You never think, when you're hanging out with them that,
Well, did they they killed someone, or did they reactionarily kill someone?
Every single one of them was a first degree
Damn.
or second degree cold-blooded murder.
You were eating fucking shitty food with them, dude.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Is that crazy?
Well, no, I'm saying that was people. I was eating shitty food. They didn't have murder charges at that time. Yeah, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
afterwards,
you know what I mean?
but yeah, before, and you just never expect that.
That's so crazy, dude.
A lot of them armed robbery charges and bad stuff. So the recidivism rate is very bad. So
it really is, dude. Like,
I
think it's because it's like they're not trying to cure you of anything. They're just trying to treat you like shit. And, like, why is it in our society that like there's this like justice punishment? Like, not only are you disconnected from society for the next year, but you're
treated
like
like shit.
Why is that?
You're talked down to. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's so just.
I think that now people are starting to realize.
For sure.
And people are definitely trying to do something about it, but it's going to take time for sure for anything to happen. People are. Correctional officers, there's always going to be the bad bunch.
We are that generation that changes things, though, because we all are on the same page. All this bullshit with the divisive, just this side, that side, that doesn't exist with us. There's definitely people, but it's such a small margin. Like, they're outliers.
Yeah.
With older people, it's the majority that are so one-sided, and they won't be accepting of the other side. That's not the way we do things. I've said this before, but we're the first people in the history of the world to be taught that everyone is actually equal. Yeah. Maybe it's not actually true, but no one's ever been taught that. And if they were, our parents were sort of taught that, but they weren't taught it by people who actually believe that.
I grew up, when racism was still very much.
Oh yeah, man,
it's
still going strong.
It's still alive.
But I'm saying, at least we learned that.
Yeah,
we didn't grow up where there's literally laws like change. Like, we're the first people.
Black and white fountains and
our parents, if they weren't born during that shit, they were born by people who were. So they still have those genetics. Yeah, dude. Like. Things are changing.
It's not that far. It wasn't that long ago.
Once our people get into office, it's over, son.
Yep.
All these bullshit ass differences, if you will, I don't think they'll exist. And, there's conspiracy theorists who think, oh, well, they're doing it on purpose to get us against each other, pitted, and they're never going to stop. Maybe that's true, but I feel like we are the generation like that saves America.
Changes something, I hope.
We're either we save it or it's over.
Yeah.
So we need to get our shit
people
together.
talk bad about millennials a lot, and there is,
it's absolutely
there is
bullshit.
a stigma with millennials. There's
a stigma.
absolutely a lot of.
It's because we do things differently, because the American dream has become realized. Like, it used to be, like, especially for us middle classers, like, we want this. Like, look at what I'm doing. Look at what you're doing. Like, we're doing our dreams. We're all going after our dreams, and we have the internet, and we grew up, and we're products of that. And they don't like that. It's not the way they grew up, so it's wrong to them. Mm-hmm. We're doing it right. We're doing it right for what we're in. They grew up in a different time. The way that they did it no longer works, and that bothers them.
College and it was definitely
everything
a lot
that
different.
gave them a sense of security and credibility has all been thrown out of the window.
Absolutely.
And they can't cope.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. All your fucking shit doesn't matter. And our generation doesn't care if you cuss. Our generation actually wants you to have experiences. They didn't want people that ever smoked weed.
Absolutely.
They didn't want people that had ever tried anything. No. We do. We want people that have actually lived a fucking life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No one would ever get our vote if they seriously were like, I'm against weed. I've never smoked weed. I think it's terrible. Like, you will never get elected with our generation.
Absolutely.
No fucking way.
Absolutely.
No way. All these oldies got a gozies.
Yeah, it's going to take some time, though.
Yeah, but
and I don't want to speculate,
but
but I think it will. Things would definitely be a lot better, a lot more open-minded. Things would definitely change. So,
what do you think the goal of humans is? Like, do you believe in evolution?
That's a huge question.
Yeah.
What makes you not believe in it?
I don't think we came from monkeys.
Why?
I mean, I really, that's a good question.
Just an inherent feeling?
Yeah, nobody knows, I guess, the Big Bang Theory, whatever. I don't know.
I don't know about the Big Bang either, yeah.
But I know that we're here at this time, and
the reason that I believe in evolution is this is a simple little thing. It's a study done with mice, and maybe only mice are evolving. Maybe humans have never evolved, but mice have.
Things evolve. I think there's proof.
Humans are definitely getting better and smarter.
That's what I mean by evolution.
Year.
I mean, like, we get better and better. We're evolving.
Absolutely.
We're not the same thing we were 1,000 years ago,
yeah.
and that's why it's ridiculous.
But I don't
that
think
people,
that we're gonna be a two-headed, eight-armed fucking monster.
Well,
adapt
actually, that's what robots are going to be. We're going to be. I don't think there's a way to transfer.
Have you seen Sophia?
No.
Oh, fuck.
I've seen.
Don't tell me you haven't seen Sophia.
You need to look up Sophia.
I'll write it down.
Bro.
Is it you spell it like S-O?
It's AI. If you want to be scared, SOPHIA. Sophia the robot.
Okay.
That shit's not even. It's incredible, but it is very scary.
I don't like the robot thing, but I will say this. If somehow they actually do get it right, it'll be a beautiful.
They got it fucking right.
But I mean, there's no way to say if we've got it right or not, because like we're on the ground floor. You know what I mean? We got to wait 100 years.
Talks to you.
I'm not talking about in the movie. I'm talking about in real life.
This is in real life.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about a movie. I thought you said movie for some reason.
No, bro.
Oh.
It's a real AI.
You can ask
all that shit's
questions.
real, yeah.
You can ask it questions.
But it's a simulation. It doesn't have a conscious.
It's just AI. It has emotion,
I'm talking
bro.
about,
it smiles.
I'm talking about a free-willing, conscious robot. This is a simulation. This thing is programmed to do things. I'm talking about something that isn't programmed. It just is. It becomes, which can happen.
It has to be programmed to be able to do that, though.
But that's like saying
the chicken.
Like everything comes before it. You know what I mean? Like,
which
at some point, and don't get me wrong, when I have somebody who's on my podcast saying what I'm saying, I say exactly what you just said, actually. That's funny.
You have to be the devil's advocate.
That's exactly. But, let's say they get it right. I don't think they should get it to that point. That's what my thing is. I don't think it needs to be a conscious thing. I think if they get it to a point where this robot does this job, that like no one needs jobs anymore. Like, this robot will hang wallpaper better than me.
It'll get there.
It will. Mm-hmm. And humans see how we're going after our dreams? That's going to be all that's left to do.
Yep.
And all we have left to do. And I also think
That's very true.
only attractive people will be reproducing, because you two would be together. It's like always. Not like there's some people who settle. Those people who settle, if there was a robot that was the perfect thing to them, perfectly compatible with them, hot as fuck, hotter than anything they could ever get, that's what they're going to choose.
You think people would...
Dude, these people that are super ugly and super fat together, they might love each other, but at the end of the day, if a girl...
Have you seen the sex dolls they have?
That's what I'm
these
saying.
days?
But I'm talking about one. I'm talking about one that hangs out with you. Like, we're chilling with this robot right now. Like, it's sitting in here.
It'll happen.
People
It's
would
getting high
definitely
with
pay
us.
for that. Yeah, weirdos, for
It's
sure.
gonna happen. They're not going to be having kids, dude. They're gonna not, like, no one's gonna settle anymore. Only attractive people will not have to fuck robots, dude.
There's books about it, like speculating, like
Really?
fiction books. Yeah, there's actually like books I've read that like have that theme where like only
Every
pretty
fucking idea I
people reproduce and only like pretty people are allowed to have children and things like that. But like, yeah,
It's
there's
happening.
people that like definitely have that view.
That's what Adolf Hitler wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, I would be alive.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Damn.
y'all. Oh,
That sounds bad. Sorry, guys.
look at the YouTube.
Sorry,
at-
guys. That
But you know what I'm
was way
saying?
too
Like,
early.
there really are people who, like, they're in a relationship because that's the best they can do. Not that's
Absolutely.
the best thing. It's the best they can do. It's not what they actually want.
But also, like you said,
That's why they're fucking whacking off all the time.
I think our generation's also changing things and being with who they want to be, like the gay thing and all that.
The gay thing. I
I,
love it. Yeah, dude.
Whatever
That's
you-
something that, like, why
whatever
the
you're,
fuck? No one
that-
cares. Why would you care?
we're a more open-minded. Whether you agree with it or not, I don't agree with it, but I'm open-minded and I don't give a shit as long as you're not messing with me. You know. So
Honestly, if I was going out to, like, score puss, I would rather
Score
go out with
puss?
one of my gay friends. For sure.
they're
is a
probably
wingman.
better wingmen. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't even like a
Because
bit.
they
I'm
bring
being
the
serious.
chicks around. And then the hot ones,
Dude.
Every time at Mandarin, whatever, every time, I've seen gay guys, they usually got beautiful women with them. So,
They're beautiful themselves.
Women like gay
Yeah.
men. Like, they understand
Yeah.
makeup. They know hair.
They're
Like,
killing
I don't
it.
know. Like, they just, like, personally are good best friends for women. Like,
They're just
But-
good people. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
it works.
I have a few
Yeah.
gay friends that, like,
I
I
have a couple
would
too.
consider to be close friends. Like, I would call them if a situation was dire or something. You know what I mean? And it has, like, they're just awesome people. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's no point in even talking about this. Like, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with the way everything is fucking old people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem, dude. Like, look at every situation. It's like 85% of the time, it's a fucking old
Absolutely.
person
Yeah.
bitching about something. Just, you're in a grocery store and someone is in line and they're doing some dumb shit, or they don't understand. They're holding it's an old person. You're driving. Oh my God, some crazy thing just happened. It's an old person. Not all the
Absolutely.
time, but most of the time.
I
And then when
think
you
the
look
whole-
at views politically, the shitty ones, the aggressive ones, your idea is wrong. No one's right or wrong. We have fucking hundreds of million,
Absolutely.
350
Yeah.
million people.
One thing that
No one's right.
does bother me about, I wouldn't say people our age, because I would say we're not in the class of most. I don't know.
Where we going here?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to
I'm
put
lost.
it.
Hit a wall.
Yeah. We'll
You're
just
saying
leave-
about the class, our generation.
Yeah.
Open-minded.
We're cooler. Old people are
Old
shit.
people's.
We're
Yeah.
fucking lame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but one thing, millennials and younger people right now get offended about a lot, and that's one thing. The whole
Yeah,
2017 was the
offension
year
convention.
of people being fucking offended about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and just, people just are so it's just weird, People want to press their views and opinions on people, but then demand you not do it to them.
There's a
and stuff.
definite pushback against it now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to keep getting worse and worse with that. It's over for that shit. That shit's... People are, like, getting to the point where they're like, look, like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Like, are we free anymore? Like, I can't say anything. You know what I mean? And I get it. There's some things that are, like, offensive. But, like, you can't limit language.
Absolutely.
And when you look at, like...
It's such a digital world, too.
Right.
Everything's fucking recorded.
And why is what someone says, if you get offended, why does it matter?
I agree.
Why would it matter if you listen to someone's shit and it offended you? Why does that matter? What happened that matters? Are you, like...
I agree.
The worst
I think
situation
people should just
is you've been raped.
have a thicker skin.
And
exactly.
someone makes a rape joke.
Well,
Which,
yeah.
even then...
Yeah, there's absolutely
Like,
some
at
things
what
that
point-
cross the
like,
line.
do you think this person is trying to offend you? Like, you don't think they're trying to make a joke? Like, it's a rape joke. It's not a rape applause. It's, you know what I mean? It's not a rape, like, I don't know, a proposal of rape. You know what I mean? Like, it's, and I get why it would bother you, but why should that person have their shit be taken down? Or why should that person now no longer be able to do their job because they made a rape joke?
Yeah, I agree.
They're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings.
And that's the thing now is, like you were saying about when our people get into office and our generation gets into office, things are going to change. It's going to happen for sure. But anybody that gets into office, our generation now, they're going to have a fucking recording of them doing something that's going to come up.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's why it doesn't
privacy,
matter anymore.
there's
We're
no
done with it.
privacy anymore. There's going to be somebody that has, them cussing or them saying something that's going to come off as racist or be skewed the wrong way or just
Fucked up from a
possibly
Snapchat.
eliminate
I
them.
know, like-
Yeah.
Smoking a blunt when you're
night with a drink. Or
you're like
something.
19, drunk as fuck with a
Yeah.
blunt in your mouth. And,
Yeah.
oh, you got
There's
a bottle.
definitely no more
Mm.
presidents that didn't, try drugs. And I would say probably 10 more years. 15
Dude,
more
it's
years.
over. Everyone's like, that's done. We don't even want that.
No.
Like, first of all, who wants to be the president? That's wild. That's
that.
wild.
I don't want
Well,
to be that.
I mean, we
much
gotta have
responsibility.
one.
Why do we have to? Like, why are we so tribal that we actually think that one person should be in control and represent?
Well, that's not
350
how
million?
it was. That's not the that wasn't the beginning intent at all.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like, that's the beginning intent. And guess where we are now?
Well,
A completely
the
different
people
situation. So why are we basing what we're doing now
in a true
off
republic?
of a different thing?
In a true republic, the people are supposed to vote. Yeah,
Be spoken for by the government.
yeah. The
But-
government is working for us.
Like, it should be
It
just
doesn't work that way.
It should
every
be
time.
pure vote. Like, my vote counts. That's all.
no
Not
electoral.
none of that shit.
I
That's
agree.
out the window.
Yeah, the electoral
Electoral
college
state.
is
It's got to go.
Mhm.
It's so dumb. Like,
completely changes things.
it's so unnet. Like, it's such a bullshit thing. Like, if you live in Alaska, you literally have no reason to vote. It does not matter.
Just because the amount of
Yeah.
votes they have,
Like,
the
big fucking
electoral
deal.
college, they
Like,
probably
you're literally
have
telling
whatever
them that
cheap-
your vote means less than mine because I'm in Florida. We're the big one. Like, our vote matters so much. It's
California, they're huge. They're like
Yeah.
23 electoral colleges.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
and
all
it's
liberal.
Guaranteed every time. Guaranteed. Just like, well, I mean, it's the same thing. And there's guaranteed that they have their guaranteed states. And like,
Yeah.
Trump didn't even go to California. Hillary didn't even like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't even go to these places because they already know there's no point. And that's not what the fuck the original intent was. Like you're saying, like,
Absolutely.
we need to be appealing to the individual. They had that system because you appeal to the individual, and then it was hard to do shit. You had to have someone do it for you, so there was electoral. Now we all are represented. You get your vote and boom, you got it. Like it shouldn't be this your state's this much, and because you're literally marginalizing people by telling them like you're 2 points.
Yeah,
like what the fuck is
absolutely.
that? You know. So we're figuring it out. I think that maybe
I think a mix of somebody like you know, not liberal, you know, Republican and what is it?
there needs to be
No, what's
there
the
needs to be
other?
multiple people.
No.
Like we have too many people. I think there needs to
Well,
not.
parties themselves are
It's retarded.
messy anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just kind of stupid.
They're two heads of the same
Yeah,
snake, and they make you
definitely-
argue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
There's
dumb.
some things that I agree with both, and then Libertarian Party.
Anyone who agrees with everything
That's
about one party, you're a fucking brainwashed psycho.
Yes.
Like, how can you believe every single fucking thing? Like, you're full of shit. You're so brainwashed.
You're led by them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But there are people that like
There's
they're
a-
so
people
dumb.
like
They
that.
take pride in that.
There's a lot
That's
of
like-
Donald Trump people like that.
Oh my
but
god, dude. Yeah, they no matter
There's
what he
also
does.
a lot of Hillary Clinton and
oh my god, yeah, dude.
There's a lot of Bernie Sanders.
That's my
people
point. That's my
like
point in
that
this.
Still,
I think that there's too much of everything to have such a large representation done by such a small number. Like there needs to be, I swear, if there was a legitimate like council where the city of Jacksonville votes, and then that representative, like there's that many representatives in our government. We have that. We have the Senate, and we wipe all that out. It's just the city of Jacksonville. Everyone votes. You vote on that person. That it doesn't matter what party, whatever. You all run. You get that vote, and we have this council of a bunch of people that they all come up with ideas. It doesn't matter what the voting bill is. If it's for weed, if it's for wearing your seatbelt, if it's for any fucking thing. Everybody, they write up the bill. All 150 of them, 300, it doesn't matter. They all come up with one idea or multiple ideas. They get passed out to us, and we vote on them, and whatever has the most votes wins, and that's how laws get made. We can't be doing this thing where this fucking president, you put in executive order,
there's just so
and it
much
doesn't matter.
fucking
Obama put in
red
executive
tape
orders,
these
Bush, like
days.
they all did it. Like it's fucking. It's such a bullshit system that doesn't. Do you feel represented? Do you feel a representative, motherfucker? Like, do you feel a
that
representative?
is a whole nother fucking.
No one feels represented.
I could spend hours on that because I've
Can't vote.
got felony convictions, so
Yeah,
my
so
vote doesn't
boom.
matter regardless.
Yeah.
So
That's such
Crazy.
bullshit.
they don't
dude.
care just because of my past, you know. Yeah, non-violent crimes just because of my past, you know, my vote will never matter. I think that will change. There's been bills, you know, and legislation put into place and for non-violent felons to have their gun rights restored, their voting rights restored, everything that they should have restored after serving their sentence and doing their time. So I believe that will happen within the next, 10 years, hopefully, at the max, hopefully 5.
Yeah.
But, it's just
You did your
bullshit
time.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to punish?
And even
The punishment is you go to jail.
even then, why does my word not matter because I went to jail?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
does my vote not matter? What
Yeah.
the hell? Now I'm just my opinion
You still
on
got
the
to pay
president
taxes. You
doesn't
still have to do
matter.
everything.
Yeah, the president still dictates, the country that I'm living in. So how the hell do I not have a vote just because I got a felony? And
Telling you,
just-
dude, no one. This is bullshit.
It is.
The system we live in is fucking bullshit, and it has no place. They are not the same people.
No.
Why are we basing our system off of something that fucking old, dude? It's a completely different world, and it drives me fucking crazy because everyone's living like they respect it. They're like, no, that's from hundreds of years ago. Like that is good. To me, if something's from 100 fucking years ago, like fuck that. Like
Well, I
no
think
thanks.
Some of our I think our constitution's pretty solid.
Oh yeah, dude, that's great ideas. Of course. Like, there's certain things that are good ideas.
Yeah, some of it amended.
Like,
but,
I'm not saying every single thing from 100 years ago is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, there's things
that absolutely should change.
There's a modern view on things and that's why the Constitution has been revised, and they, you know, they have amendments, like, you know what I mean? Like, they get, because we keep getting better. Like, we keep getting better. Our Constitution is great, but there's just the way that we decide to run a country. That's a system that fits a country that no longer exists.
Yeah.
It's completely
Things
irrelevant.
have changed. Yeah, you're right.
Like,
for real.
Put that system in place in fucking Spain right now, where there's that many people. It'd be great. You know what I mean? Like, that's a great system, but not fucking here.
Well, even the attitude of people in Spain is totally different than people in America.
Totally different. Yeah, dude.
And I mean, that goes for most countries.
We just have different cultures.
That's what
Jacksonville is different than Orlando, that's different than Miami, that's different than Tally, that's different than South Carolina. Like, it's all different, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what I'm saying. How is what's good for us here somehow this one representative has final say on? How the fuck does that make sense?
That's not how it's supposed to work, but it doesn't make fucking sense. But it happens all the time.
Yeah. We're slipping.
It needs to change.
That's what I'm saying. Either we figure it out, because we're at the point where people are getting really
I hope we get the fucking chance to figure it out.
That's what I'm saying, dude. People are like freaking out, and they're getting to the point where, like, this government shit. Like, first of all, Trump is definitely gonna win again. If the Democrats somehow elect a white dude to run this country for them, that shit's over. He's not getting any fucking votes. And
I don't think they will.
They won't.
Did Oprah say she's not gonna run?
Dude, that's ridiculous. That's fucking.
I think
Oprah,
she would get beat, but I mean,
She will get beat.
there's people
because
that
she's a black
think,
woman, and she.
No,
dude,
I
so many
think-
people will not vote for her. Straight up.
I think
I'm not saying
it's
that,
getting
like,
so edgy these days.
Right fit.
It's getting so edgy these days. I think that a black woman could absolutely be, and
for sure. But I'm saying there are so many people in this, like, that still exist in this country that got Trump elected, and if they hated Hillary, imagine, like, shit will come out about Oprah. Like,
oh fuck yeah, anybody that the next president that 2020, every single 4 years, just like the digital age progresses, and they're getting older and older, and it's
I would
gonna start
rather have
becoming
Oprah.
our generation more. So there's gonna be bad shit coming out about
With-
all the political figures.
with Oprah versus Trump, though, like, I would rather have Oprah only because if Trump dude, no. I'm saying,
I don't know.
like,
I think I could.
Trump would have 4 more years of experience. Like, don't get me wrong, he would be better. I'm saying for this country, people are freaking out about Donald Trump, and it's ridiculous.
Overreacting.
And if when he gets reelected, if he were to get reelected over a black woman, being a white person is going to be like, it's already weird. Imagine if he beats a black woman. Dude, these people, like, I'm not saying these people like black people. I'm talking about all these social justice warrior people. They're going to start a revolution.
Well, that's what I was
like,
gonna
for
say.
real.
The revolution part. I think we'll be a generation that sees a revolution for sure.
This shit's going to get crazy if Trump were to, like, and especially if it was some bullshit thing, like, it was like a really close race and some shit goes down because, oh my God, dude.
At the end of the day, our vote is still supposed to be, mostly the deciding factor. So I hope we continue to make changes to where, that actually happens. But I doubt that will.
Probably not.
Not right now at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
Probably fucked.
So, you guys have, like, aspirations to have children?
Yes, we do. She just finished her associate's degree. Bachelor's degree. I don't know why I said associates. She's been in college for a long time.
She just got her
No, like, I worked for 4 years to get a bachelor's here.
Yeah. So
it's the pen.
Yeah, we plan on having kids. Probably 2 or 3 years. I mean,
What
at
do you
the
want?
earliest.
A boy, a girl?
I want a boy
Me
and a
too.
girl. I want 2 kids, boy, a girl.
It'd be cool to have twins.
I would
No?
rather.
No.
You
I'd
don't
rather
think,
all at once. Get it over with.
You what? You don't
I'm
want.
so little.
You
like,
don't want
how
your
would
boy to
that,
be a little
like-
older than your girl, so your boy can stand up for her.
My boy can beat some ass the same age.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying you don't want your girl. You don't want your little girl at 15.
Nah, I want 2 twins.
15 to have a brother. Oh yeah, I guess
2
at
twins,
twins
the
they
girl,
could.
the guy, they have their friends that come to
Yeah,
my
I
house.
see what
I'm in
you're
control. I
saying.
got the cool house.
Fuck
you guys
yeah.
you come over here, you know, friends dating friends.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
no
that'd be
hand
cool.
jobs. You got to clap every 10 minutes. You know, everyone. I need to
Clap
hear
every 10
individual
minutes.
claps, a name represented.
Yeah.
Let's say like Sarah, Tim, Alan, Alexandra, and Julio are hanging out. And, you know, it's like, Julio, clap your hands. Tim, clap your hands. You know, Alexandria. That every 10 minutes.
They say no going in the fucking room.
I've actually
you
been-
all
that's
gotta
a-
go play outside.
That happened to me. I was in sophomore year. I was dating this girl, and I was at a double date at her house. We're watching a scary movie, and I swear, like, we're in the room, door closed. The living room's on the other side, and the dad was like, clap your hands. Like, and he did it.
What?
Like, he did it multiple times.
Can I ask whose dad that was?
I can write it down, actually.
You can just tell me after.
No, I'll write it down. It's worth it.
Do you think I know him?
I think you know her.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't mean him.
M.
Yeah.
E-M.
All right. It's the page with the pencil in it, and it starts with a J, and it's on that other page.
Do not know her.
Really? Wow. I guess you really didn't go to school. I mean, that was a young age. But yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I didn't make that up. That's actually something that happened.
Was that Mandarin Middle or Mandarin High?
That was the high.
Okay.
Yeah, we were getting
The
high.
fucking high.
I don't know. I had fun at Mandarin. I really did. I mean, I cherished it.
I had fun too. When
Yeah.
I went back, I liked it.
I'm
I'm so
first,
glad just because I met her.
I mean, I've known you since middle school. It's so weird. Like,
I
you just
know,
missed
long
out.
time.
You missed out on the high school bus, dude. Like, that
I
freshman.
moved
like,
around so much, man. It was
dude,
shit.
we had so much fun in the morning smoking
I
weed,
bet
running.
It was.
We would, like, be smoking weed and the bus would pull up. And we'd have to, like, fucking sprint to get on the bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
It was
8th
so much
grade,
fun.
I started 8th grade at Fletcher. I was going to Fletcher's literally like you got 3rd Street, which is pretty much the main A1A, the
Yeah.
main street.
Yeah, I know where it
Jack's
is.
Beach. But Fletcher's right there on the left, you know, in North Jack's Beach.
Yeah.
So there's a big glass thing, and from the glass, it's like kind of second story, I guess. You can see the ocean. So my bus stop was just a block away from the beach, so we would go under the stairs pretty much every morning and smoke there, you know, 8th grade.
Hell
And
yeah.
then 9th grade, I was at Bartram, so I think I had a vehicle then and was smoking in the car on the way to school or something.
yeah.
or just doing something stupid. I
Do you
shouldn't have
remember?
been.
So you don't remember Mike, the bus driver, the fat ass motherfucker? He was always at Walmart. He was fat. He looked like shit. Like he was just a terrible looking person. He was
But
very
like
cool.
a
He
big
played
white
music in the
dude?
morning.
Yeah,
Big ass white dude.
and
He
they
played
kinda
music
a lot
off
of
his
people
little radio.
tortured him,
Hmm?
and a lot of people like tortured
Yeah,
him.
people really mean
Yeah,
to.
I know who you're talking about.
He would drop me off at Will Olive's neighborhood because he also, that was one of the bus stops. And like, I'd be like, hey, Mike, can you drop me off right here? Like when people were getting on the bus, he'd be like, oh yeah, sure. And I'd just fucking get out and go smoke weed in the morning, dude. And then like, he was a cool dude. I would talk to him at Walmart, but he looked like the worst. Like this dude, I feel bad if that's like
Ragged.
your family member.
Yeah,
Yeah, poor guy.
I hate to rag on people like that, but some people just don't have it, bro.
So what's y'all's plan for 10 years from now? Where do you want to be?
Hopefully kratom's not scheduled and it's regulated as a dietary supplement and on the shelves and, you know, regular stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and still operating and, you know, just, we're not trying to get rich or anything by any means. You know, we're just trying to help people, help ourselves, and you know, just get by. So just spread the word, and in 10 years we'd like to have, you know, employees obviously and stuff, and just be expanded. But I don't want to ever be you know, any huge business. So just what right now it's already a lot of stress. You know, what's on hand. It's nonstop work. You know, I'm working 18 hours a day. So it's
so what's like y'all's Monday like?
Well, she goes to work. She just put in her 2 weeks.
So what time are you waking up?
She's up at like 6 o'clock, but
What time do you get home?
by 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
6 to 6?
Okay, so I wake up at 6 o'clock. I wake up and I handle customer service, like email side, you know, of the business. So I wake up, I'll answer emails, update orders for the day, you know, get things ready for him, and then I'll start, you know, get ready. I work in Ponte Vedra, you know, I live in Mandarin. So it's like a 45-minute drive every single morning, you know. So
such bullshit.
Yeah, it's just bullshit, you know. So, you know, I drive into work every single day.
Which way do you take?
I go through Nocatee. I avoid. Yeah, I'm not going through JTB. Like, fuck that. But
It's gonna be bad traffic.
Yeah.
well, yeah, there's all kinds of schools.
I work
being
out there
built.
so much.
Okay, then
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Ponte Vedra. People are just stupid.
Yeah, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, they're just bad drivers.
My best friend Casey Studstill, he was one of the most recent episodes. He like hates, like he works at the Metro Diner.
Oh, okay. I work right there by the Metro Diner. It's
Okay.
literally like there's office buildings to the side. I don't know if you see them.
No,
I
do,
work
yeah.
in there.
Right where Pussers is and everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Uncle, that insurance
Yeah.
brokerage.
Okay.
That's like his.
Gotcha.
That motherfucker is rich.
Yeah, it's a lot of money doing
crazy,
something like
dude.
that. It's a lot of work.
Remember that
though.
show, Real Housewives of Orange County?
Yeah.
That neighborhood, Coda de Casa, they lived in it.
Wow.
They like they would be in like the back scene of like the parties and shit.
Anybody who lives in Orange County is probably wealthy.
Oh, dude, I mean,
California,
it's insane.
The price of living is so
They
expensive.
listen to this. They lived on a hill in that neighborhood, and they had a pool. Okay, with you go into this house, like this little pool house, and it was like the pool house, and then it had stairs, and it led to a man cave thing, cigar room, and you were under the pool with it glass. And you're looking up into the pool, and you're down in there smoking
What?
cigars, hanging out.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
That's money.
That's what that is. That's so crazy, dude. He's a wild man too. This
Is he?
motherfucker's crazy. He's out there fucking. He's crazy. I love him.
Yeah.
It's my uncle. I love him. He's a good guy. But I don't know. The aspirations to gain wealth and oh man, the older you get, the worse it seems. You know. Fuck.
It's not all that it's cracked out to be for sure.
Right.
Like
enough to live.
no, like I've started this job at a CPA firm, you know, and I was like so stoked about like, okay, I'm gonna work for an accounting firm, I'm gonna make all this money, whatever, like, you know, and it was good. Like I make decent money, you know, I live comfortably, but I'm just so stressed. Like, you know, I've developed anxiety problems, developed stomach problems, like migraines, and it's just not worth it to make money for somebody else.
Exactly.
And then it's like I go to work and it's like I can make more money at home working with him. It's just like it's the American dream is not to work for somebody else at all.
The American dream's been realized anyways.
Yes,
We're
like
there.
that's
We're
not
past it.
we're not worried about. We're worried about our dream, like our personal dream. You know, we
yeah.
don't care about the American dream anymore.
The American
so.
dream was to, you know, have a house with some kids and you live financially stable. It's not that became realized,
hard
and
now.
now it's to be a celebrity. That's like not for everybody.
Yeah. Well, really, yeah.
These kids, look at
Most
what
people
everyone on YouTube doing this. Like I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people feel for some reason that they are important
Yeah.
more than ever. Like everyone feels like
And
I'm
really,
important.
a lot of very stupid things are getting glamorized, and it's
Dude, that's why I'm not. Look
people
at
making so much money. That
Look at how
shouldn't
outlandish
be.
Trump is. You know what I mean? And people say, "Oh, he's so unpresidential." Blah blah blah. He's a direct representative of our culture. When you look at what we glamorize, what we idolize. Why is he constantly on the news? Because we eat it up, because we fucking love it. At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
we fucking love it. And we all, it's like a guilty pleasure. It's
sure.
fucked up, but we eat that shit up.
For
And
sure.
people love to hate shit.
Gossip. Yeah.
He's the most, you love to hate this guy.
Yeah.
And he blows your mind, and he does the funniest shit. I heard this on Joe Rogan. I quit paying attention. I don't even talk, like, this is the first time I've talked about him in a while, actually. Basically,
I don't care much about it either.
Yeah, during the last Women's March, while they're protesting against him, he tweeted out, you know, what a beautiful day for women to be marching for their rights. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have a blessed day and all this shit. Like, totally trolling them, you know what I mean? Which is fucking hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing that he did that.
He's
You know
a
what I mean?
shit poster for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? We love shit posting.
Exactly.
He's a shit posting president in a shit posting country, in a shit posting culture, and we love it.
For sure.
That's why it's on TV.
Yeah.
Whether you hate him, you fucking love it. You love to hate this guy because he does
always
shit.
on that Twitter.
He constantly gives you more. If you hate him, he gives you more and more reasons to hate him. And if you love him, you love that shit. So it's more and more reasons to love him. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
He is a master at getting the eyes on him and getting attention on him.
I agree.
He did that and became the fucking president.
I know. I can't believe it. A fucking celebrity. You know, I don't hate him, but I don't, you know, specifically like him either.
Right.
But
I didn't vote for him. You know
I
what
don't
mean?
care.
I didn't vote for Hillary either.
Yeah. Just
So, you
I
know,
don't care.
I wish we lived in a time where you could vote for somebody else and it would matter. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're coming up on 2 hours here. What's some ending words of wisdom? I'm about to give them my ending words of wisdom, which is where I take a scene from a television show or something that I think they say some profound shit. I'm going to take something from The Young Pope. It's one of my favorite shows. It's on HBO. You guys should watch it. It's fucking fire. But what are your ending words of wisdom? The Barlows. Wow. Ending words of wisdom.
I would always say, you know, never give up. You know, like you're saying, our generation's the one going after their dreams. You really can achieve your dreams, and you really can do, you know, what you love. You got to try. If you don't try, you're not going to be able to. So, you know, just never give up. Always try your best and be yourself. Quit trying to, you know, be something that you're not. Quit trying to be fake. Just always be real.
What you got?
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. For real. What you got, girl?
Go to our website. No, I'm joking.
No, for real. That's next.
Yes, that's good. Okay, it is. Just I mean, kind of what he said. You know, like you know, growing up, I always believed, you know, the whole I need to work 40 hours a week, you know, full-time job, W-2 wages, you know, and it doesn't have to be that way. You know, I'm young and I feel like I'm realizing that, and I'm very blessed to realize that, you know, and if I can help other people see that, then, you know, I feel like that's worth it and I did something, you know, and just if you don't try, you're not going to do it, you know, and just try and do what you love daily, and that, you know, it's worth it more than money.
Treat people how you want to be treated. It's cliche, but for real. I mean, if you don't want to be treated like shit, don't treat the next person like shit. So.
Fuck yeah. So where can people find y'all on everything, whether it's the Instagram? I give out my Snapchat because, I mean, fuck, if you want to follow me on Snapchat and Snapchat me, you're a friend of mine if you're listening to this.
Snapchat. Savannah does. But I would definitely say follow us on Instagram at it's just Caleb's Concentrates. You can also just type my name in, Caleb Barlow, probably, and find Caleb's Concentrates. Follow us there. Reddit, my username is CB_187, and there's a very large kratom subreddit with lots of knowledge, and we're on the daily vendor list there and all that, and lots of reviews and whatnot. And Facebook, we're CB Botanicals. That's you know, we're Caleb's Concentrate CB Botanicals. And what else do we have? We don't have Twitter. Yeah, just Facebook. Yeah, my email is Caleb's Concentrates.
It's cool. Like, we're still good for the podcast, but it just lost connection somehow.
Oh, well.
I think it died. We went too long. It's cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're good.
Caleb's Concentrates at gmail.com is my email address, and my number's on the website. You can text anytime, email anytime. We're always pretty quick to respond, so sometimes during the weekend we're slow, but Monday through Friday, always very quick, so you can put your order in on the website and be right with you, or you can just literally email me or text me if you live in Jacksonville, and we can meet up. Still just put your order in on the site or just text me what you want, and that's it.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate
It's
it.
very fun.
Yeah,
Guys,
I appreciate it, bro.
obviously you guys can come on whenever,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
just
fun.
whenever we can schedule, I'm pretty bookied, but we'll
For
figure it
sure.
out,
If
obviously.
some big news happens.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure, I want to do
Mhm.
something again.
For real. And definitely, keep me posted on when bigger things are happening in the community of Kratom, and I'll try to let these motherfuckers
Absolutely.
know.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
really cool. I would appreciate that, man.
But yeah, everybody, if you have any questions, comments, insults, or would like to be a guest, email me at cjcouchtalk@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at cjcouchtalk, Snapchat at cjcouchtalk. Here's your ending words of wisdom. I love you very much, and I'll be back right now. Oh, I'm eating my words. You guys got me stoned. I'll say that right now. You got me fucking stoned. So,
We like cannabis and kratom.
yeah, the caffeine, yeah. Yeah. Fucking cottonmouth. Alright, good lord, motherfuckers. Here is your ending words of wisdom. I'll be right back for the outro. That was much better. Here you go.
You are a cynical bastard, you know that?
To reclaim the American dream and reaffirm that fundamental truth that out of many we are one.
You hear that line?
That while we
Line's for you. Don't make me laugh. We're one people. It's a myth created by Thomas Jefferson. Oh, now you're gonna have a go at Jefferson, huh? My friend, Jefferson's an American saint because he wrote the words, all men are created equal. Words he clearly didn't believe since he allowed his own children to live in slavery. He was a rich wine snob who was sick of paying taxes to the Brits. So yeah, he wrote some lovely words and aroused the rabble, and they went out and died for those words, while he sat back and drank his wine and fucked his slave girl. This guy wants to tell me we're living in a community. Don't make me laugh. I'm living in America, and in America you're on your own. America's not a country. It's just a business. Now fucking pay me.
Alrighty, everybody, here we go. This beat just makes you want to fucking rob somebody. I swear to God, I've never wanted to rob somebody so bad in my life, other than right fucking now. I want to rob everybody in Philadelphia that Super Bowl trophy and bring it right here to Duval County where it belongs. Fuck. Unbelievable season, I guess, for this NFL. We had people boycotting because they were racist against Colin Kaepernick, and then we had white people boycotting because they weren't standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. It's quite weird. We had people just boycotting all over the place, and yet the ratings are through the roof. So who's boycotting who, I don't really know, but I love it. Yeah, you saw that? I got the people for episode 205 still in the building. It's Sunday night for me as I'm recording this outro, and Brad's looking at me like he doesn't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, you're good. What was I saying? I lost it. Yeah, the people that were kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance. People. National anthem. Whatever, dude. I'm fucking hitting the bongstagram over here. Fucking getting my... I know, I said it like with conviction. Like a true podcast fucking host just saying shit like you're gonna believe it. But yeah, there's people boycotting all over, but the AFC Championship, the Patriots and Jags had like the highest ratings since like, I don't know, a few years or something. So people are still watching. The NFL is going to grow strong, and Couch Talk's going to grow stronger and be shitting on the NFL one day. It is episode 204. Thank you, Caleb and Savannah. The Barlows are wonderful people, and the people for episode 205, Yesenia and Brad, are even better. So I love you so much. I will talk to you on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of this Bluff God beat. I love you.